Hi everybody and welcome to the monthly Astrology Snapshot. I'm Paula Shaw and I love to share these snapshots to give you guys kind of like a weather forecast, a general forecast of the main themes that are playing out, just so you can find yourselves in those themes and hopefully be supported by, hey, maybe this isn't just me, maybe there is something greater going on. So this is going to be for the next lunar month, which kicks off always at the new moon. And this new moon, beginning this lunar month, is actually a solar eclipse new moon happening in Sagittarius on the 4th of December everywhere in the world. So, we are deep in eclipses right now. Last lunar month, the full moon was a total lunar eclipse in Taurus where we were diving in deep. We were in Scorpio season. We were diving in deep to really bring up the shadow. We were diving in deep to feel into what really matters. What's really important to us. That eclipse in Taurus sparked and kicked off a new set of eclipses that will be playing out in Scorpio and Taurus over the next 2 years. And we're going to be reassessing our story around Taurus, which is the resources, the earth, what we value, how we value what we value, and the themes of Scorpio, which is about going to the edge for real transformation, facing the shadow, alchemy, the taboo, sexuality, lots of big themes coming up over the next couple of years. But this new moon solar eclipse we're working with this month is the last eclipse in the last set of Gemini Sagittarius axis eclipses. And the Gemini eclipse, the Gemini Sagittarius themes were really about how we work with information, how we connect with each other, what is the greater truth, Sagittarius, what we believe. Gemini sparked off a lot of self-help, self-education, tutorials, online, a lot of online workshops. Like we all went online. This was so Gemini. So there's been a revisioning of that whole dimension of how we communicate, how we connect. People are working online. All of these things, and also bringing it into this last eclipse in Sagittarius, we're going to have this big reset. So a solar eclipse is like a time of letting go as well as beginnings. Because when you think about the moon traveling over the sun, there's this energy for resetting. It's like the light goes out and on. This is a quick eclipse. I can't remember exactly how long, but it's not a long one, which means that the influences won't be as intense or as drawn out. But the influences of an eclipse is usually on the day, a month later, but definitely it will culminate up until the next eclipse is in about 6 months. So this one is a moment to sit with what you believe. Sagittarius is connected to truth, to beliefs, to spirituality, to religion. And a way to get to the deeper truth in your life is the understanding that there's the surface layer of truth, the story, but then there's the deeper truth. Sagittarius wants to get to the truth, the real truth. So a way to access that is to think about it like this. You're in a relationship and your partner drops their towel on the ground and leaves it there again. And you are annoyed. And you end up in a fight about the towel on the ground. But the truth is, it's not about the towel. It's about something deeper. The truth that you're upset with is that they don't care, or you've asked them for the millionth time. It's not about the towel. So this is a moment to really sit with, what's really going on in your life. What really are you holding on to? This is an eclipse to cut ties with something in the past, some beliefs, some stories, some karmic, loops that keep spinning in your life. This eclipse season is really about resetting your karmic stories. Eclipses are always about that, but this one's really, really strong. So, there's a lot of challenges to come up in the next few months. And this is going to be triggered by the Venus retrograde cycle. So she's going to go retrograde in Capricorn. And this is going to kick off on the 10th of December. So just after this eclipse, where we are letting go. Actually, before I go on to that, the Venus-Pluto piece, I want to talk about the positive aspect of this solar eclipse, which is the potential for the reset, the tying, cutting the ties to the past, but a revisioning of the future. Sagittarius is symbolized by the archer, and the archer is always on a quest. And it's the quest for truth, for knowledge, for wisdom, for the seeker. It's quite spiritual. It's something more. So cut those ties to the past. Let go. Reset your karmic story. Envision something bigger, greater for yourself. This is a challenging time. Even though the astrology this month, there's some boons, some really cool stuff playing out. But we must, explore this Venus-Pluto conjunction, but also, and I'll talk about this more towards the end of this sharing, Saturn-Uranus square happening, going exact on Christmas Day. Yay! Merry Christmas, human race. Whew. Okay, but this Venus-Pluto conjunction is going to bring some challenges to our relationships. And Venus is the ruler of relationships. It's money, abundance, and wealth. However, I'm getting a strong sense about a revisioning, a redoing, a reviewing Venus, retrograde, reviewing relationships Venus. It's in Capricorn. Capricorn is very sobering. It's very like, let's get real. Let's really look at this. So it can be that if you're feeling, so what I want to say, if you're in a relationship at the moment and you're going through some discomfort in that relationship, I would suggest, and I don't live by the dates of these transits, but I would really strongly suggest that you try not to make a big call unless it happens really organically until Venus gets out of this retrograde period, which is really not until February, March. So Venus goes direct, I forget, actually I'll put the dates in my email, but I would wait until March. I would really wait until March to work through it. However, if things are bubbling up, work with it, but this is going to be really dredging up relationship issues. There's something about the past. You could find people from your past showing up literally in your life, or it could be that their memories resurfacing, coming up to be addressed. This can also really make us really think about, the institution of marriage and the till death do us part dynamic. So I'm not saying we've got to throw it all away, but with this Saturn, Uranus, societal restructuring, that all of our institutions of family, money, governance, religion, it's all being adjusted, reviewed, restructured at this time. That the institution of marriage itself has been going through this as well. Of course it has. And this Venus retrograde period might be a time where we get really real about some stuff in our relationship stories. Whether you're single, married, partnered, it doesn't matter. There's really something about this being intensified because it starts with the Pluto conjunction. Pluto intensifies and demands a rebirth of whatever it touches. So Venus goes into that conjunction and then goes backwards, retrograde, then comes back to a conjunction with Pluto at the end of that cycle, which is why I'm saying hold steady in your relationships. Hold steady with, the process. Don't jump the gun until March if you can help it. Big, and just really reflect on that. What are your relationship stories? What do you believe? Sagittarius, new moon eclipse. What are your beliefs? Are your beliefs in the way of the truth? Sagittarius. Then we go into a full moon in Gemini. Phew. Gemini wants to have fun, you know, and we need some fun. So, and this will be on the 18th, 19th of December, just before Christmas. Even though we've got this amplification of Saturn, Uranus square on Christmas Day, this Gemini full moon might lighten the energy a little bit, might be a culmination of some, let's just go beyond all of the drama. One of the big problems we're all seeing is this polarization, you know, these extremes of either or, and this swinging of the pendulum. So Gemini is ruled by or symbolized by the twins, and the twins are symbolic of the dualistic nature of reality, of man. And Gemini has embraced that. It's speaking to it. It's reminding us that, you know, it's the yin yang. The good exists within the bad, and the bad exists within the good. And this is the great cosmic joke. This is the riddle. You can transcend the polarity by accepting the middle way. The middle way is not in between those two. It's the encompassing of both sides. So there's something really with these bigger cycles we're moving through where we're asked to be with the complexity, not with the absolutes. And this full moon may just ripen some energy where we just go, oh my goodness, I got to stop it. I got to stop taking such a strong position on things and judging others that are in a different position. You know, seeing the nuances in everybody and having a laugh at how crazy we've been. I think we're being crazy. Even though it's amplifying, this lunation has a beautiful aspect to Jupiter, which activates the eclipse themes. It might be a chance for us to just have some, just let it all go. Stop taking it all so seriously. Yes, there's big things happening, but we need to just calm down, you know, and maybe this is, you know, will be an injection of faith and some optimism. I really can't wait to journey with this full moon. I really just want to play some music, have some fun, do some letting go, but, you know, getting out of the heavy, serious energies that we've been navigating now. So then, yep, let's talk about it. I'm so over talking about it, and I wish I could stop talking about this Saturn challenging square to Uranus. That's coming into that exact. I've shared this in my other sharings, you know, but unfortunately, this dynamic doesn't end at this point. Usually it ends, it doesn't go for 2 years, but unfortunately next year in October, this configuration comes into a nearly exact square again, and this will really keep these themes of Saturn, which are the forces of control, structure. It's the material realm where matter forms. It's karma, time and space, the tangibles. You know, it's tradition. Saturn's all about the tradition and governance and the elders, and you know, this we've got to bring form to it, boundaries. And then there's Uranus, and they're in this square, and Uranus is about innovation, new paradigms, a disruption to the structure and the status quo. It is freedom, rebellion, awakening. And when these two go into this energy and they're duking it out this year and next, we're not going to have a resolution, guys, not until next year. I hope Uranus goes direct early next year, and my prayer is that we start to experience more Uranus than Saturn. And Uranus, as I described, could be the breakthroughs, the innovations, maybe incredible solutions to the problems that we're facing currently on Earth, and not just around the pandemic. Maybe it's also environmental renewables, you know, new technology, you know, inspiration on a personal level. Keep allowing yourself to break down the structures that are unquestioned old traditional beliefs that don't serve you. That doesn't mean we let go of values like respect, but these old structures that just don't work for you anymore. You know, like Venus in retrograde with Pluto in Capricorn. It's like, what is relationship really about? What is marriage really about? I'm not saying stop being faithful and loyal and respectful and committed. Please keep doing that. But let's revision the whole story. You know, I really feel this Saturn-Uranus square is so uncomfortable. I'm really not enjoying it. However, it's a sobering up. It's a waking up. It's like, what are we really doing here? What really matters? Yeah, and that it's playing out over 2 years or nearly 2 years. We can't skip this step. Humans cannot. We can't bypass. We have to address this stuff, and we have to do the inner work, whether it's journaling, getting therapy, just even taking responsibility for things you've done in the past. I'm seeing a lot of us having our past trauma resurfacing, you know, saying sorry, confessing, not out of shame and guilt, but just going, yeah, I screwed up. I've screwed up so much in my life, and the best thing I've done is show up to it and be real with it. So yeah, so this lunar month is challenging, but also opportunities for cutting ties to the past, revisioning the future, transcending fear. And yeah, it's big. Neptune has just gone direct actually yesterday, so we might see that some of the illusions, the fog might start to clear. We might start to see some of what's been going on open up. And this can give us a lot of spiritual power, which is being activated again at this solar eclipse new moon. So really working with your spiritual practices at these times can be so powerful, especially at the new moon solar eclipse. If you're one for ritual, even if you just do your practices, there are many lineages that believe that when you work during an eclipse with something with really beautiful, good intention, it's more powerful, it's more potent. Okay, I'm going to stop there. If you want to journey with this, I offer ritual and unique guided meditations for each full moon and new moon. It's been going for over 2 years now, and I just love it. And it's not for everybody, but if you're even a bit curious, you can join the Lunar Project. It's free for the first 30 days, and just journey with it and see how it feels. Try it out. It is a way to get involved in your inner world and work with deep healing and taking charge of how you're experiencing what's going on in your world. So it's really cool. I love it. But yeah, I wish you well. Travel safe. Have a great Christmas. And yeah, know that we're in big challenging dynamics, and just give each other a lot of space. Okay, lots of love, and I'll see you next month.